Good morning, Marcus Sniper. Welcome back. This is Jesse, 9 a.m. Getting some alerts here as we're on the live stream, getting live alerts from our background noise here in the indicators. But anyways, we have a lot to cover again as we see, Bitcoin's still hovering around $34,000. Lower time frames, there was a sell signal on the 1 hour chart. And then I put that there was a pending sell signal on Bitcoin 2 hour chart. So we'll definitely take a look at that. We're going to jump over to the NASDAQ. We'll look there. And when we circle back to Bitcoin, I put on this little target here based off of the shorter time frame. So we'll definitely take a look at there. Magnificent 7 continues to sell off. And if you're new to the channel, awesome. Welcome. If you're, whether you're on the replay crew or back again on the live stream, awesome. Welcome back. The first 15 to 30 minutes of the live stream, we'll be covering the charts and diving in deep. And the second half of the live stream, 15 to 30 minutes roughly, definitely become a subscriber of the YouTube channel. That way you can comment an asset that you would like me to chart for you, and we'll do that on the second half. So let's dive right in. Here's the NASDAQ. This is what we've been watching, right? Let's dive in here on the bigger chart, zoom in. The NASDAQ, this is the weekly chart, still pending a sell signal on the weekly chart. We've been talking about this since before there was a pending sell signal early on in the week. We were talking about it that by the end of the week, we could see a pending sell signal. By the end of the week, we could see a possible sell signal. Once the market closes on Friday, then we'll see that come down. So, we hadn't even really seen a huge move down as of yet. The party could just be getting started if you're looking to party that way, by shorting the market, right? The party could just be getting started. We don't even have a sell signal on the weekly chart yet. That's what we're continuing to watch. The daily chart, we had our last sell signal on October 18th, right? Last week. And before that, we had a sell signal on Friday the 13th. And before that, we were talking about, could it be a lower high? This is when October 12th on Thursday, I had texted the family, hey, talk to your financial advisor, talk to your financial planner, see if they have a strategy. My brother took a screenshot of the text, sent it to his financial advisor, who's a partner of the firm, owner of the firm. And he responded that he agreed and that they had a partners meeting and they thought value was coming to the markets for overall. And then he started watching my YouTube videos. So partners of firms who run like billion-dollar firms or whatever, or manage $1 billion are watching our videos, right? So glad we could help them. Glad we could help a lot more people out there. So if you're joining me live, if you're watching the videos and we don't have 1 million views yet, don't worry. You are still early. We'll get those likes up, over 100 likes. We'll get those views up. It's okay. We know that it's important and that we're helping a lot of people, right? And we're going to help even more people. So this is where I texted the family. This is where my brother started showing. My mom's already in cash. She talked to her financial advisor, right? And the financial advisor did what she said, go to cash, and she's chilling. She's living the retired life. She's chilling. She's in cash. She's got some money in a CD, some in money markets, etc., right? So this is, but more importantly, this is where I took my first short. I shorted down here, right? I took another short here. I actually got out on a 4-hour reversal candle, and then I got back in here. And so I played it down to here, got out based off of a 4-hour reversal, and I got back in based off of the 1-hour chart breakdown. The 4-hour chart is looking like it's starting to roll over again. And I got back in around 14,800-ish. And I'm still holding my short positions, plural, short positions on NASDAQ futures, right? And I'm continuing to hold it down. There is a 200-day moving average that comes into this target box right here. Let me just change that real quick just for fun. I don't use moving averages for trading, but it is interesting that the 200-day moving average does come into our sniper target box too. Will it find support there? Will it bounce temporarily, right? We expect bounces along the way. Would that be a good profit-taking area and then look for a re-entry back in? We don't know yet. It possibly could come down here, find, hit target 2, right? Find support at the 200-day moving average, bounce, right, for a few days, maybe a week, let the trending dots catch up, let the moving averages catch up, right? And then break back down, right? So that could be my shorter term temporary game plan. We're expecting lower highs. We're expecting lower highs. We're expecting lower highs. And we are expecting lower highs, right? So we'll continue to play to the downside. We've got longer term targets all the way back down here, sub $9,000. But no need to get ahead of ourselves. We don't want to get ahead of our skis, as they say, right? We want to take it level by level and play it level by level. If it's going to come back down, hit target 2, right? It's trending that way on the daily chart. So hit target 2, possibly hit. Let me zoom in here. Lagging a little bit on the chart here again. Oh, I like to go fast. I like to go fast. Trending down, right? MACD is below the 0 line. RSI is trending down. It's back to 33 RSI. That is bearish, folks, right? We are bearish. Newsflash, right? Weekly chart is trending down, bearish, right? MACD, RSI, EMA and the RSI, right? It's all trending downward, right? So could we see target 2 and then find support of the 200-day moving average, which actually lines up with our key sniper target area 2? Possibly, right? But I'm going to go ahead and switch this back to the 1 week because I'm not a moving average guy. But I do want to know where, like on a bookmark, I think it's great, right? And it comes down to, so it's interesting when the 200-day lines up at this target and the 200-week is very close to this lower target here. And then we'll talk about if it's going to take out this pivot here and then come down to lower prices, very similar to the Russell 2000. So let's keep going. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Good morning, Mala, Arnold. Good morning, John Pai. Welcome, Javier, Arnold, Luis. We're going to get into all the comments. We're going to get into all the questions, and we're going to definitely get into charting your requests, right? But we're going to keep going here. So that was the NASDAQ. Pending sell signal. We've got Dow Jones sell signal in the weekly chart back in September, right? So more than a month ago. Continues to trend down. There was targets up here as well, but I took them off because they've already been hit and prices break down below that. So that's the Dow Jones. Not too much to report. We're covering this every single day, every single week. Lawrence, what's up? Welcome back, Lawrence. We're going to keep rocking and rolling until we get through some of these major charts. We're 8 minutes in, 15 to 30 minutes, and then we're going to circle back through all the comments and come back. So S&P 500 had the sell signal, battled this upward trend line. Looks like it put in another lower high and then had a sell signal breakdown, and it's continuing to trend down on the weekly chart. Got some of these targets down here, 200-week moving average down here. Remember, the Russell is back below the 200-week moving average. Remember, the Russell is back below this pivot area. Oh, got these. Bless me. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, keep going. I took an allergy pill, but sneezing. Here we go. The Russell 2000, right? Back below this pivot point. We're very close to it. We don't have a weekly close below, but we had weekly closes below this pivot point, right? And so this is like the last stand for the bulls, right? They fought it all the way down. They fought the reversal candle. They fought the sell signal. They fought it here. They fought it back below the 200-week moving average. You'll see it, right? You'll see it on YouTubers. You'll see it on TV. You'll see it on the Twitter X app, right? They're going to fight it all the way down. And then this last stand target box, right, is breaking back down. They'll fight it then. They'll fight it at this pivot point. They'll fight it here. By the time price is down below all of this area that the bulls fight it, it's too late for them. They never sold, right? It's rinse and repeat. Same thing over and over again. So that's the Russell 2000 looking pretty bearish on the weekly chart, right? Pretty bearish. There's no reversal in sight on the Russell. And we talked about, it starts closing weekly below, I think, right at this level, $1,669. Start getting weekly closes below it. We've already had daily closes below it. Then it takes out this pivot level here. And we're talking about it's back to prices from 2018, right? So the Russell 2000 is back to 2018 price levels, right? Something to pay attention to. The dollar continues to be bullish on the weekly chart per 06. Welcome back. We'll get into all the comments. Don't worry. We'll get you. Not that you're worried, but in case you are, we're going to get to everyone's comments. Don't worry. I'm not worried. My dog's not worried. The DXY dollar, right? Still bullish on the weekly chart. Only came back to retest the target one so far on the daily chart, right? We talked about this. Had that bearish divergence. Came back. Tested box one only. And then it looked like a double bottom, right? It looked like a double bottom. And then there's a buy signal. And we talked about this on the live streams as well. Watch, see if price starts breaking out back above, right? And it did. Had a candle close yesterday back above 106 and continues to push upward. Still bullish on the daily chart. Still bullish on the weekly chart. Still bullish on the monthly chart, right? Still bullish on all time frames as of right now. So had that quick retracement to target one, was looking like a double bottom, had a buy signal, got back above the trending dots, pushed above the downward trend line, and then here we are. Looks like it's starting to have follow through to the upside on the dollar. The 10-year yields still holding on this more vertical parabolic trend line, right? If you zoom out here in the weekly chart, be positive. Welcome back. You're welcome. I don't know what for, but thanks. Be positive. Thanks for being positive. So the US 10-year yield still ultra bullish on the weekly chart as of right now. Still ultra bullish on the monthly chart as of right now. Still trending up. Trending dots are still trending up. Got this vertical trend line here. Got this more vertical trend line here. It's on this even steeper, more vertical trend line based off these lower time frames, right? Still above the trending dots. The trend is your friend till the end, unless you get out too early, right? But on the daily chart, we do have bearish divergence. This could be a sneaky lower high, right? So we want to call it as we see it. And what we talked about was we expect when the market's correcting, we expect bounces along the way. When the market is bullish, like a 10-year yield, we expect retracements or corrections along the way. We do have bearish divergence on the daily chart. This could be, it's too early to call it. This could be a sneaky lower high, right? If it is, you could see price come back down like this, right? Come back down, maybe just down the trend line again, and then find support and bounces. Of course, we drew this out back on this correction. We talked about the bearish divergence. We talked about the reversal candle. We talked about it could bounce and find support, or it could come back down to this trend line, bounce and find support, right? Both are still on the table. As of right now, I would say that this retracement to this trend line here holds as long as the weekly chart is still ultra bullish and the monthly chart is still ultra bullish, right? So that's what I'm going to say. Now, if it starts to weaken a little bit on the higher time frames, maybe it could come back down like this and then bounce like that. Or it's just a quick wick down with a V shape type of move, right? There's a V shape kind of bounce back up very quickly with a wick down. if it's still ultra bullish on the higher time frames. So that's the 10-year yield. Now, let's get into the VIX, right? The VIX is basically saying what we're saying on the overall market. So it's talking about it. It's telling us, it's letting us know that it's all kind of lined up, right? Doesn't mean it won't reverse, but the weekly chart had the buy signal back here at $17 on the VIX. Gert Jan, welcome back. Hello, good morning. Had the buy signal on the weekly chart at $17, right? Has been battling, hit lower time frame targets, preliminary targets, right? Retested the 200-week moving average and got rejected. Came back down, right? Came back down. And then we talked about this on the daily chart, that it could come back down after being up here, right? Come back down, find support, and then bounce up. And it's currently doing that. It's bouncing up. If we look on the daily chart, this is how we kind of drew it out. When it retested 200-week moving average, we were talking about, hey, it could come back down, possibly test the trending dots, possibly back test this downward trend line, find support, and bounce. It did, right? It bounced. So it closed yesterday at $20, right? Found support. It bounced. And then it gapped up to almost $22, came back down, back to, it's a wild animal. The VIX is a wild animal. We talked about this. We covered it before all this happened. We talked about, oh, here we go. Stalling out. Too slow for my liking, right? Where are we at? Come on. Where are we at, everyone? Smash the likes. Let's try to get this. Here, let's just switch over to a different chart and come back, see if it helps, right? Okay. Now we're back to the VIX. All right. So it bounced all the way up to 200-week moving average. Let me get back on. Kind of delayed there, right? There we go. Why is it taking so long? Maybe I got too many open windows. It's possible. High-speed internet. Oh, there we go. We're live. This is what happens when you're live, right? We don't have any editing going on here. We don't have any of that stuff going on. This is live. Things happen while we're live, and we just got to roll with the punches. The VIX, right? Let's see. We're high-speed internet. We've got, man, what is happening? Is it going to let me keep charting, or are we just going to keep talking to everyone here and while we're live? This is great. So I guess we're not going to be drawing. We'll just look at a couple of charts together, and we'll just stop the drawing. But we can move on. So the VIX, it gapped up, right? Let me hit the refresh. Let's go old school here. Let's hit the refresh. That'll probably help, right? That'll probably help. Let's do it. It's still on the weekly chart. All right, now let's go slow. Click. Move it over slow. Double tap. There we go. Now we've got it, right? Can we put the drawing tool on? Yes. Now we got the drawing tool on. Here we go. All right. So it came up here, right? It gapped up at almost $22, wicked all the way back down, and is pushing back up, right? So let's see if the drawing tool works. Yes. All right. Now we're rocking and rolling. We are back live on the live stream, rocking and rolling. Smash the likes for the gaming laptop and the high-speed internet working the way we want it. It can't keep up with the market snipers. We're too fast. Now, before we jump over to Bitcoin, and we're going to talk about that target box, and we're going to talk about the lower time frames. We're going to talk that it's down 1.3%. We're going to get into all that. We're also going to cover the Magnificent Seven, so stay tuned. However, SQQQ, wow, hit target 1. We got to sit back. Give me some love on this. Give me some comments. Give me some high fives. Pending buy signal SQQ. We have to celebrate our wins, right? We have to. No one said this is easy, right? Sometimes it feels like it's easy, but let me tell you, it's not easy. We have to sniper the markets every single day. We have to be right. We have to make money, right? So SQQ, come back here. We talked about this, right? This video right here, high risk, Bitcoin update and a high risk opportunity. 1 month ago, we were talking about the SQQQ. We were talking about a possible bigger market crash. If you missed this video, there's only 260 views, right? Only 260 views. High risk opportunity. And you missed it, right? Unless you're one of the 260 views, you missed it. And so we look back. This is a weekly chart. This 1 week, 2, 3, 4. We put that video out back here. We put that video out way back here a month ago, right? So let's zoom in. Had the last buy signal here at $19.60 on the daily chart. So this was last week, right? We put out that video a month ago. So we're probably right around this area, probably not too long after this buy signal, right? We're talking about this potential scenario playing out. Guess what? The longer term target was hit today, right? I haven't even had time to change the target box. Boom. High risk opportunity. Boom. Crushed it, right? It might just be getting started. Memento mori forever means the SQQ is a buy now. It is on the weekly chart, right? But the buy signal on the daily chart was back here last week. The ideal buy was back here at $19.58. If you're looking at it from longer term, remember, none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research. This is for educational purposes only, and it's for entertainment purposes only. When the internet goes down, well, the internet didn't go down. When the charts can't keep up with our live stream, when the gaming laptop can't keep up with our live streams because we're moving and shaking, right? The ideal buy was here at $19.60, right? However, it could be a bigger move. And right now, we have a pending buy signal on the weekly chart, right? So what that means is when this flips into a buy signal at the close tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's close, it'll turn into a buy signal. And from there, what it's signaling is that there's a higher probability that we continue to hit targets to the upside. This is a 3x bear ETF. So it's a way to kind of short the market by buying stock on it, right? So you're welcome. Clear. Thanks. Awesome. So it depends on your time horizon. It depends, right? You get a weekly buy signal, it could come back, right? It could pull back. So are you waiting for a pullback? Are you buying based off the weekly chart? Are you buying based off the daily chart? The daily chart, the ship already sailed. On the weekly chart, it's still pending a buy signal on the weekly chart. It really depends what time frame you're trading. Are you an investor? Are you a longer term investor? Are you a swing trader on the daily chart? All that matters. That is our high risk video that we put out here 1 month ago, starting to pay off, right? Starting to pay off again, right? Love it. Okay. NASDAQ, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, yep, breakdown. Okay. We're going to jump over to Bitcoin below $34,000. Then we're going to circle back to the Magnificent Seven. Okay. So I guess I got to go slower, right? Let me click Bitcoin again. Click. There we go. All right. We're on the weekly chart, right? The weekly chart had an ultra bullish candle on it, right? When price is pushing up here to 35,200, the weekly candle was on fire. The weekly candle was ultra bullish. As of right now, the weekly candle is no longer ultra bullish. It is only bullish, right? Currently down 1.35%. But the weekly candle is still bullish, right? So let's drop down the daily chart. The daily chart is still currently ultra bullish and tagged this longer term target, right? So I drew out this target area here. There's a confluence. If Bitcoin starts to retrace, and if Bitcoin takes some time off the clock, and if Bitcoin continues upward and it truly is bullish, then we expect retracements along the way. And there's a confluence of reasons why, including the trending dots at $30,000, including this daily horizontal that it hasn't even back tested yet, right? Including the weekly horizontal that it hasn't even back tested yet, right? So let's put those horizontal lines on. and then we'll zoom back in on the daily chart, right? There is so many reasons why, even if you're bullish, right? You could be bearish or you could be bullish. That's up to you. I'm just going to read the charts as they are. But if you're an ultra bull and you think it's only going to go up and hit higher targets, there are many reasons why Bitcoin could come back test this daily horizontal line, find support, and bounce, right? There are many reasons why it could come back test this weekly chart, right? Find support and bounce, right? And that would be your higher low, and that would be your higher probability of, say you may miss the breakout here and you miss this buy signal back here and you didn't take a long position there, right? Price bounces all the way up, retraces, maybe even lower, right? Maybe even dips back below somewhere in this target box, finds support at the target box, and then moves up higher after that, right? That would be a bullish case. And if you look at it from a lower time frame, right? Retracements are healthy. The more it goes vertical, the less likely it continues, right? The more it just continues to go vertical, the more likely it was just a short squeeze and it's wiping out liquidations from shorts, right? But if it retraces and comes back and puts in a higher low at some point and then bounces, that is a bullish move longer term, right? At least signaling that we could see a higher target up here or come back up and retest this target here. And then who knows if it comes back up into this area from there. So we're going to get into all the comments. Don't worry. But let's look at the lower time frame. Why I drew out this target box. Let's start with the 1 hour chart, right? Let's look at the 1 hour chart. We had a sell signal on the 1 hour chart at 2 a.m. my time, right? I was sleeping, right? I was sleeping. But we had the 1 hour sell signal and it's continued to trend down. When I posted it, there was a pending sell signal on the 2 hour chart, but it was price was pushed back up and closed without a sell signal on the 2 hour chart. And you can see in real time, we just had a pending sell signal again, and then it's being pushed back up. So there's not showing a sell signal on the 2 hour chart yet, right? But there is, I believe there is on the shorter time frames, there is bearish divergence, right? So on this 2 hour chart, there is bearish divergence. And this is looking like a lower high on the 2 hour chart. And so it seems like we're going to get a retracement, right? Based off the lower time frames and based off of, we're going to have to clean some of this up, right? So based off of the lower time frames, it seems like we're going to get a retracement, and it seems like we could see if it's going to find support at 31,400. See if it's going to find support at 30,600. See if it finds support back in this target box area down here, right? If it does, that could be the next buy the dip opportunity, right? So if you're looking for the next possible buy the dip opportunity, right? This is how I would play it based off of the lower time frames. So if it retraces back down, find support, right? A couple bounces along the way, right? Find support wherever it is. That would be the next buy the dip scenario, and that would be buying off of strong support. That would be a back test. It doesn't mean it's going to go all the way back down there. Maybe it finds support up here and then takes off, right? So many people probably chase up here. Well, now we have bearish divergence on the 2 hour chart. This is a strong move up. There was never like a back test or anything like that on the higher time frames. So at some point it could back test. Maybe it puts in a higher low here. Maybe it puts in a higher low here, possibly all the way down here, finds support and makes a bounce, right? Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. That's kind of the game plan. I might do a longer term video on it on the Bitcoin, possibly later tonight or Friday. We'll see how it starts to play out. and we could do a buy the dip scenario there as well. Bitcoin dominance, right? The weekly chart is still ultra bullish as of right now. The monthly chart, let's take a look, is still bullish as of right now, right? So that's Bitcoin dominance. Let's take a look over at Magnificent 7, and then we're going to get into all the comments. We're right at about 30 minutes, but the Magnificent 7 still currently selling off, right? No weekly sell signal on NVIDIA yet, but very similar to the NASDAQ. We think there's going to be a pending sell signal on NVIDIA weekly chart very soon, whether it's this week. There's still time left to get a pending sell signal and a sell signal on NVIDIA soon, right? How are we doing on likes? Are we smashing it? Can we get some love here? We need 25, 30, 35 likes before this live stream's over. Come on. Help me, help you, help me. Let's do this. Subscribe. Let's get a little obnoxious here. Hit the like. Let's do it, right? Magnificent 7, right? Magnificent 7. NVIDIA, the daily chart. Here we are. This is what we've been talking about. Reversal candle, lower high, right? We can change that now. Let's change that in real time. Let's remove the question mark, right? The daily candle hasn't closed yet, right? But if it does, assuming it does, close back below here, let's see. If it closes back below, call it 4, oh, it already did, right? 415, yep. It already closed below this pivot point down here and signaled that the lower low is in, right? Saying that this is a lower high, right? So you get another candle close below this area down here, is a higher probability that we continue down to the target 2. Oh, by the way, we have this 20% gap we've been talking about since the bearish divergence, since the gap was put in. We've been talking about it. Guess what? It's breaking down. Guess what? The 20% gap is eventually going to get filled, right? When? We don't know. We don't have a magic crystal ball. Let me pull out the magic crystal ball. I don't know. We don't have one, right? But eventually, based off of my experience, right, we're eventually going to close a 20% gap. We eventually will. And probably sooner rather than later, right? We got target 2 here, so we'll wait for that. Expect bounces along the way, right? Expect bounces along the way. No weekly sell signal yet. Meta, aka Facebook, right? Nothing new here, right? Bearish divergence. It was looking like a sneaky lower high was being put in. It was looking like a sneaky lower high was being put in, right? Bearish divergence. We call this out in the live streams. Sneaky lower high, boom, sell signal, boom, drop down, right? Now, it's took out this pivot here. Will it take out this pivot here? Will it come back down to the 200-week moving average? Let's take a look at the weekly chart, right? Breaking down. While there was bearish divergence on the daily chart, we are talking about, and we covered it, that it could be putting in a sneaky lower high on the weekly chart, while the daily chart put it in bearish divergence. No one said this is easy, right? But we have an obsessive amount of chart hours put in. We watch this like a hawk. We watch this like a sniper. We watch it day in, day out. We are snipering the markets together. And this could be the lower high. Remember, we have a massive 20% gap down here. Remember, when we were down here, before we had the reversal candle and the sharpshooter candles, we were talking about it's getting oversold. We were talking about regaining the training dots. We were talking about possible reversals on Meta Facebook that, oh, by the way, came back and took out March 2020 lows, right? We're talking about a massive 21% gap way down here. It filled that gap, right? It had an amazing rally. Put in a lower high. Put in another lower high. It's breaking back down. Eventually, it's going to close this massive 20% gap. When? We don't know, right? We don't know. We don't know. Let's keep going. We're going to power through. Amazon continues to sell off. We talked about this. March 2020 lows. There's only 2 of the Magnificent 7 that went and retested March 2020 lows. That is Meta, Facebook, and Amazon, right? After the March 2020 lows, Amazon rallied, could barely regain the 200-week moving average, right? Lower high. Breaking back down the 200-week moving average. Candle closed down. Back tested the trending dots. Sell signal, and it's selling off on Amazon. It is bearish, no matter how you slice it. Oh, it's not bearish until it's below 200-week moving average, right? It's not a bear market until it's under the 200-day moving average. However you define a bear market, Amazon is in a bear market. It is bearish, right? Microsoft, no sell signal on the weekly chart yet. What a nasty wick that was, right? What a nasty wick Microsoft was. That is a bearish, call it a hammer candle, right? That is a bearish weekly candle. What do I always say? Come on, someone comment. What do I always say? It's not how the candle starts, it's how the candle closes, right? So trap some more bulls in. I'm sorry, you were trapped, right? They gapped it up on earnings, right? They gapped it up on earnings. Games are being played at a high level, right? We're not trying to beat the high level game players, right? We just trade the best we can. So we're putting in a lower high. We talked about putting in a lower high. We talked about putting in a lower high. And then as it started to break back down, they used earnings to gap it all the way up, right? So I wasn't short Microsoft, but if you were short Microsoft, you had the right trade on. You did, but we're not going to win 100% of the time. We're not going to win 100% of the time. That's not an earthquake. That's my hand pounding the desk. Okay. You're not going to win, right? If you had a stop loss in, they stopped you out, most likely, right? That's okay. We take the losses. I wasn't in a short, but we were talking about a lower high. It was breaking down. And then right before earnings, boom, they gapped it up, reversed it back down, right? That is a nasty, nasty candle, right? Followed by another big breakdown, right? So if it closes back below here, this trending dots, right? This was basically a lower high, but they gapped it up, right? So this would be the actual lower high, and you'd have to put it back up here, right? So you can remove all that. It looks like the lower high, but you get a candle close back down. It almost feels like that was still the lower high, and they just gapped it up one day, wipe out a bunch of people, and then push it right back down. It is a fun game. It can be a ruthless game. Grant Matterson, my man, good morning. 3:30 a.m. on the live stream. Let me know, Grant, before your big swim today. What do you want me to chart? Longtime sniper in the Discord, longtime follower on Twitter X app. Whatever you want me to chart today, let me know. Ugur, Aiden, good morning. Welcome back. Tesla John, Reza, good morning. Sep Her 0TH77. Can we change your name? Can we change your name? We renamed John G to Tesla John. Can we rename Sep Her 0TH77 just so we have like a cool nickname? There's some other cool nicknames out there. Maybe Sep Her is a cool nickname. Just let me know what it is. But something quick and easy. We'd love to say it. But whoa, did that just happen live on the live stream? We just went pending sell signal on Microsoft. Emmanuel, good morning. Good morning, Sniper fam, longtime sniper. We just went pending sell signal on Microsoft Corp live on the live stream. Okay, let's keep going. Tesla John. Remember, we have a great memory over here. Even in our older age, we have a great memory. Tesla John was complaining about missing a scalp to the upside here on October 17th. We weren't phased by Tesla John. Nitin Dokanya, amazing stuff. Thank you Thank you, Nitin. I'm not sure if I said that wrong. I'm sorry if I did. That's why people misspell my name on purpose. Please cover BTC miners. Okay, we'll take a look at them. We're going to get through the Magnificent Seven. Tesla John was complaining about missing a scalp to the upside. He's a perma bull, right, on Tesla. He loves Tesla. His name, we renamed him to Tesla John, right? He missed it. He was crying about it, right, in the comments on the live stream. You can go back to the October 17th live stream. He was crying about it, but we called him out on it. And we were talking about this could be a lower high. We were talking about it breaking down. We were talking about the sell signal. We were talking about it. Boom, broke down from this trend line. This trend line here as well broke down again, right? Some of these trend lines are drawn from the weekly chart, different time frames, so they look kind of weird, right? And then they gapped it down. Then it went ultra bearish, right? Retested 200-week moving average, hit this target, had a shallow bounce, right? And then broke right back down. It is ultra bearish on Tesla daily chart, right? You pronounced it right. Awesome. Thank you. You know, even a blind squirrel finds a nut, as they say. You know, I'm bad with pronunciations. I'm happy I pronounced it correctly. Leo's blockchain. Where is Bubble Donkey? I don't know. Leo's blockchain. I love that name, though. Bubble Donkey always puts a smile on my face. Where the heck is Bubble Donkey? Okay, Tesla daily chart. Apple. Holy what? This is a family channel, right? Is this a family channel? I don't know. Holy crap. Apple is ultra bearish, right? We've been calling this all the way down since July. Bearish divergence, breakdown. Ever since September 6th on the live streams, we've been covering Apple. You can go back to the September 6th first official public live stream. We had a sell signal. It was probably a pending sell signal on our first ever public live stream, right? We were mostly private in the Discord for a year and a half. Then we went public and then it broke down. We were calling this out perfectly on the live streams. We were calling this out perfectly on in the Discord, on the Twitter X app. We talked about it. Hit target 2, bounced, put in a lower high. We were talking about on the live streams. Breakdown, sell signals, boom, ultra bearish on Apple daily chart. It is starting to move to the downside now. Do we have Colson on here? What is the market cap? When we started talking about the breakdown of Apple, it was over $3 trillion. Where is the market? Where did I miss it? Oh, 2.6 trillion. So it went from 3.08, I believe, to 2.6 trillion. That is a massive move. Holy moly, guacamole. Let's look at the weekly chart. Apple, sell signal again. It's been battling in the weekly chart. Sell signal, bounce, sell signal, bounce, sell signal. Getting more and more bearish. Apple is one of the few that have not retested 200-week moving average as of yet. It seems like it's going to do that. It seems like it's trending that way. Let's see if I have enough bandwidth here to change this to the daily chart. I'm just curious to see where the 200-day moving average is. Guess what? We just lost, breaking news. We just lost the 200-day moving average, right? Big surprise. It's really selling off on Apple. Apple weekly upward wedge breaking down. Yeah, we've been covering Apple all the way down, my man. We've been covering, if you're new to the channel, I'm not sure if you are, but you're new to the comments section, welcome. It's awesome that you're commenting. We've been covering this all the way back down here on the live streams. We've been covering in the Discord, Twitter X app, all the way back here, right? It lost the 200-day moving average. Many investors, many traders consider that a bear market. It is ultra bearish on the daily chart. It is bearish on the weekly chart. None of this is surprising. Don't let people call black swan event. Don't let them call it a black swan event. If you see people call it out on YouTube, If you see people call it out in the X Twitter app, Black Swan, we didn't see this coming, call their BS. Call their bull crap, right? Call their BS. Show them a link to the snipers market crash video done 1 month ago. Send them a link. Share it with the world, right? Don't keep us secret. The market snipers are taking over. We're sniping the markets together. Help me, help you, help me. Come on. Show them the S&P 500 crash video 11 days ago. Don't let them get away with calling a black swan. Don't let them get off the hook easy. Don't let them do it. The Dow Jones meltdown confirmed 4 days ago. So a month ago, 11 days ago, 4 days ago, we're covering it on videos. We're covering it every single day on the live streams. Don't let them call it a black swan event that is BS, right? Don't let them. Truth. Learn to trade, right? Learn to trade, not make an excuse. This is my attempt. I'm not good at Canva. I'm not good at marketing, right? That's not my expertise. This is my attempt of changing a white swan into a black swan. Oh man, sit. That's a white swan. I know. I'm not good at it. All right, so let's get back to the charts. Enough is enough, Jesse. You've made your point. Enough is enough. Why are we smashing the likes? Google. Holy oh, crap. Holy crap. Google. We covered this. I'm not saying I told you so. I'm just saying we called it. That's it. Right? We talked about bearish diversions. Price broke down. We were talking about this on the live streams back on September 14th. Looks like it could be rolling over. Bearish diversions. It rolled over. Sell signal. Boom. Barely toe tap target one. Here we go. Boom. Rally. It's hard to kill a bull. It truly is hard to kill a bull. As they say, put in additional bearish diversions. If it was easy, everybody would be sniping the markets. It's only the market snipers sniping the markets. I'm convinced we're the only ones sniping the markets day in, day out. There could be others. I'm sure there is, but I'm sure it's a small percentage sniping the markets on this level. Then we covered it after the bearish diversions. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry that I'm not sorry that our indicator on the sharpshooter RSI, which is included into the recorded coaching for $79 a month. We don't charge thousands of dollars. We don't charge partner advisors thousands of dollars. We don't charge family members. We don't charge market snipers. We charge $79 a month to get the sharpshooter RSI to let us know that there's bearish diversions followed by a potential lower high, followed by an RSI sell signal, followed by it. RSI drops out the bottom, right? RSI drops out the bottom. MACD crossing over, right? Sneaky lower high, right? Oh, it drops down, pushes back up. We're not fooled. You can fool others. The bull market is not still on, right? You can fool others. It's a lower high, right? A sneaky one. Guess what? They crashed it down the next day, right? They crashed it down. Bearish diversions, right? We talked about it. We covered it. Boom. Gap filled, right? Let's change that to a gap fill. Let's do that right now. Live. Gap filled, right? Not even partial. Gap fully filled. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and put a check mark on it. Let's check it off, right? Let's do it. Let's do it live. This is what we're here for. Checking off targets. I told you so. No, we're not saying I told you so. That's obnoxious. We were calling it out in real time together. Okay? That's still obnoxious. All right. Now we're going to get through all the comments. We had our fun. We went through all the charts. We're snipering it together. Bitcoin, 33,800, down 1.77%. We know that because there's a sell signal on the 1 hour chart. There's a pending sell signal on the 2-hour chart, right? If we drop down the 2-hour chart, we have a pending sell signal again on the 2-hour chart. We got all this crazy lines. I'll probably do a follow-up video with a retracement today. So be on the lookout for that. I'll send it out through the free newsletter as well. I'll send it out through the Discord so you don't miss it. Are we smashing likes? Do we have a smash the like moderator that can help us out here? Help me, help you, help me. Let's go. Breaking down. We're talking about this, calling it out way before the live stream, right? Live stream, I posted it 45 minutes before, so we're almost 2 hours ago. Back on this candle, it was a pending sell signal. It is breaking down. We've got bearish divergence on the 2-hour chart, right? Lower high, sneaky lower high, and now it's breaking down the 2-hour chart. Daily chart, weekly chart, 2-hour chart. The strategy works just the same, right? Higher time frames, it's going to work. Strategy for any time frame, for any strategy, higher time frames are always going to be more accurate. There's more fake outs and false signals the lower the time frame you go, because there's liquidation games being played out. Okay, we're going to run through all the comments. We're in the second half of the stream. 15 to 30 minutes for the first half. We're way over. 15 to 30 minutes on the second half. We're going to get through what we need to get through. Jesse, good morning. Market Snipers, good morning. Mala, good morning. Arnold, longtime sniper, helping me out in the Discord. He's giving back to the community, folks. He's one of the top contributors. He's killing it. He killed the Tesla short with 8x leverage. Arnold is the man. He is our first and ever moderator in the Discord. He's giving back to community by showing people charts. He's giving back to the community. People that have questions, he directs them my way or helps them. He is our first official. After a year and a half, we had no moderators. Arnold is our first ever moderator. Thank you for all your work, Arnold. I appreciate you. We'll continue to sniper the markets together, my man. John Pye, hi, everybody. Like it. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Javier, good morning. Arnold, boss, quick question. What's the difference between what happened with the SP 500, NASDAQ in 2008 versus today? Looks similar. Yeah. Go back, Arnold, to the videos. I can't spend too much time covering it on the live stream, but there are some similarities. There are differences as well, right? There are several differences as well. But go back to 2008. And if you compare, it's kind of a hybrid, in my opinion. It's kind of a hybrid. I know some people have thrown out 1987. I kind of disagree with that. I think it looks more similar, and this is just my own personal opinion, looks more similar to a hybrid of .com bubble and 2008, right? So you could kind of flip back and forth between the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. In my opinion, it looks more like that, of a hybrid of that versus 1987. I went back to 1987 NDX, right, chart, and I'm not seeing it. Maybe they mean like there was a bigger move down quickly, right, versus longer term. So maybe they're referencing that, but the overall pattern looks more like a difference between .com and 2008. I'm not sure if that answers your question, but go back to the videos that I put out a month ago that I showed you on YouTube 11 days ago and 4 days ago. So definitely go take a look at those. Luis, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Luis. Arnold, definitely back to the one from 1 month ago, right? Because I kind of look at both of the NASDAQ and the SP 500. Good morning, Luis. Welcome back. Caesar, good afternoon. Jesse, good afternoon. Caesar, welcome back. Lawrence, welcome back. Per 06, I just can't shake off the notion that Bitcoin won't be able to sustain a huge selling in stocks. I know that was your first thought. Yeah, it's still my thought overall per 06, but it doesn't mean that there can't be short squeezes. Doesn't mean that we don't trade the charts individually. We don't want to just be stuck on one thought, one narrative. We have to be more fluid. And maybe I didn't take a leverage long on Bitcoin because I was thinking that too much, right? I did get out of my leverage short position instead of like a 50 to 60% gain, I took just under a 26% gain. It was like 25.8% gain on my leverage short back at like $27,000. I'm still in Bitcoin. I was in Bitcoin spot to the upside, but I wasn't in a leverage long position. And maybe partly because I saw the overall markets correcting. So want to get back to a neutral state of mind that overall Bitcoin could pump. And I showed this on the Twitter X app, that the Moscow exchange, right? Go take a look at MOEX, Moscow exchange. And that will kind of a reminder that trade the chart in front of you. Forget the narratives. Be aware of everything that's going on. But at the end of the day, if you only traded Moscow exchange, you wouldn't be thinking about the war in Ukraine and Russia, right? Because the Moscow exchange started correcting months before the war broke out, February 2022, went to like below March 2020 lows, right? And then rallied back all the way to all-time highs while the war is going on. So if you keep just the chart that you're trading in front of you as like the most important thing, then you can help block out the noise and trade it either to the upside or the downside, right? So that's my example as a Moscow exchange. It's a good follow-up question and thought. But overall, yes, like at some point when Bitcoin starts to reverse back around, it's only reversing on the lower time frames as of right now. But once it starts reversing back down, right? And the markets overall are correcting, then I think Bitcoin also corrects, right? At some point, like it's correlated until it's not correlated, right? So I know a lot of people are already calling correlation breaks already. I think it's way too soon because they move at different times. It's not exactly one-to-one. Okay, NASDAQ goes down, Bitcoin goes down. It doesn't work like that. They all move at different times, right? So that's my long-winded answer. How to reconcile these thoughts to be able to simultaneously predict declines in the NASDAQ and valuation increases in crypto, especially Bitcoin. How to reconcile these thoughts. I mean, I don't predict. I just show you what the charts happen first and foremost. We're watching it unfold. We spot divergences. I'm not sure about the predict declines in NASDAQ. I mean, it just goes back to if you're trading Bitcoin, trade Bitcoin chart first and foremost. That's the main thing. If you're short the NASDAQ, right, like I am, then trade the NASDAQ first and foremost, right? So, holy moly guacamole. It is starting to move now, folks. 14,151. Dang, I haven't even looked at my P&L, my unrealized P&L, right? Starting to move now on the NASDAQ. Well, it's already been moving, but so wow. Okay. So we're gonna keep moving. Trade the chart in front of you. If you're trading Bitcoin, trade Bitcoin. If you're trading the NASDAQ, trade the NASDAQ with an awareness. I think it's good to have awareness and just be aware that, hey, if the NASDAQ is crashing and Bitcoin's not yet, it could continue to pump without the NASDAQ. But at some point, does it catch up? Will it be lagging time-wise, right? So per 06, hello, be positive. Yes, be positive. You're welcome. Thanks, be positive. Welcome back. Gert Jan, hello, everyone. Welcome back. Is there Tesla John? And by the way, we renamed John G to Tesla. I can't remember how to spell his name exactly, but we renamed him to Tesla John because he loves Tesla so much. Is there slight bullish divergence on the SP5 daily NASDAQ? Well, maybe, right? So let's see. Let's look at daily. Probably not now. Probably not after this comment. Let's take a look. No. There was some divergence back here, right? But it's taking it out now, right? So there was bullish divergence back here on, well, this is the NASDAQ, right? So there was bullish divergence here before this bounce, right? There was slight bullish divergence here, and then it bounced. But there's not bullish divergence right now. It took it out. So no, John, there isn't. Answer your question. Wes Diddy, what up, my man? Welcome back. Welcome back, Wes Diddy. Memento Mori forever. It means that SQQ is a buy now. Yeah, we covered this. Yeah, you figured it out. Clear. Thanks. Right. Depends what time frame you're looking at. It's a pending buy signal on the weekly chart is what you're talking about. But on the daily chart, there is already a buy signal at $19. It is pumping today, 6.9%. That doesn't even do it justice. It's a 3x leverage ETF. So, wow. Woo. Yo, Jesse and team. Sep her 0TH77. Welcome back. Javier, I'm bullish on the long term in BTC, but for Halloween, I'm in a bear costume. Could be. It's breaking down in the 2-hour chart. Holy moly, guacamole. Everything that we thought was going to happen on the NASDAQ, the Magnificent Seven, all breaking down. Short the bounce, we said, even though this is not financial advice. I took my own advice. I had an average fill at 15,314.25. Rode it all the way down to here. There was a reversal candle on the 4-hour chart. And then I was watching it. I was watching on the lower time frames, expecting another bounce, expecting to get back in. I took it based off of the 1-hour chart. I was watching it like a hawk, right? I was watching it. I was watching it. And I was watching it. And I was watching it, right? And I end up getting in back here around 14,800 before the sell signal on the weekly chart. It was a little early, right? It was really early, but the overall thought was to short the bounce, right? Based on the 4-hour reversal candle, I took it just to get another entry in, lock in profits, take another entry, high risk stuff, but I've been watching it like a hawk, took another entry, started to break back down, and then boom, still holding it. Ultra bearish on the 1-hour chart. Still holding my short. Whoo! It's below the daily 200 day, I believe, right? I think that's the weekly. Here, let's zoom in here. This is the daily chart, right? Let's go. Let's finish, get through all the comments too. Nope, this is the 200 day. Okay, let me switch it back to the weekly. So it's coming into the 200 day, coming into this target area, right? Are they going to front run me? Are they going to take profits right before my target? Are they going to take profits before the 200-day moving average? Actually, let's switch it back. I want to take a look at something real quick with you while we still have you. Don't worry, we're going to get through all the comments still. We're going to stay on here as long as we need to. 200-day moving average. Will it find support or bounce right before that? We don't know yet. Will a bigger player take profit before it hits the target in the 200-day moving average? It's a possibility, right? It's a possibility. We know they front run us sometimes on some of these bigger targets, but the Dow Jones broke through it, came back tested it, and then broke back down again, right? S&P 500 broke through it, came back tested the 200-day moving average, and broke back down, right? The Russell 2000 came down, bounced off of it, came back, bounced off of it, and then broke down and never looked back, right? So could we expect something similar to the NASDAQ, right? So could bounce down off the 200-day moving average, right? Bounce up, put in another lower high, and then continue down. Or here, let me redraw this. Could it do similar to the other indices, break down, right? Bounce back up, put in a lower high, and then reverse back down, right? So we're expecting additional lower highs. We're not expecting to go straight down, right? We're expecting lower highs, expecting to continue to short the bounces all the way down. That's what we're doing. I'm sorry if you're ultra bull. I'm sorry. This is going to probably pain you to hear this, right? And if you're shorting the bounces, congratulations, right? If you went to cash, congratulations, right? That is a strategy. It's a lower risk strategy, going to cash, getting into a money market that gives you 3 to 4% and does not lock you in, getting into a CD that might lock you in for 10 months, but gives you 5 or more percent, right? Or, you know, even Coinbase, I think, is paying like 5% APY, right? If you're holding in USD or something, I'm pretty sure. I think I do have some in Coinbase. I'd have to take a look at it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have like, I think I have that GUSD that I converted over to USD from the BlockFi that I got refunded my money in BlockFi. About $9,000, collecting 5% over there. Javier, I'm bullish long-term BTC. Okay, let's get through the comments. We're watching Bitcoin down 1.9%. Short ETH and BTC since the morning's lower time frame bearish divergence played out. Yep, that's what we just covered. Good call. We were watching it. Bearish divergence on the lower time frames. Looks like there's that box that you could, possibly retrace back to. Right, you're watching on the lower time frames. 1 hour chart, right? Had the reversal candle, even had bearish divergence, breaking down in the 1 hour chart, pending sell signal. Key target areas back here, could come back and retest it. If it doesn't find support, that's when people start the bears will start stepping back in, possibly all the way back down, right? But the bulls, we'll see if they step back in, find support here, and it bounces back up to the upside. Too early to say. What you reckon? Okay. Reza, hey, good morning. Can you please check Dolby stock? Yeah, I think you asked me yesterday, Reza. We kind of ran out of time. Had to leave right at 1 hour. I've got time today. I was taking the wife to the airport. She had a work trip. It's just me and the dog. Me, the dog, the charts, and we're charting all day, every day. The problem is, as soon as she leaves, I'm in charts all night long, right? She doesn't guilt trip me to hang out, right? Didn't have to spend quality time. It's just me, the dog, and charts all night. I was on it way too long. I'm doing pretty good for being on the charts real late, like past midnight, right? I could stare at these things all day long. Soon as she leaves, I ate some fast food last night, right? Oh my God. Me and the dog took a trip to fast food, went to the drive-through. Me and the dog are not doing well over here when the wife is on a work trip. We're not being as healthy as we need to be. So, Dolby, I think it's a stock, right? Yeah, Dolby. So let's take a look at it. Dolby Laboratories, is this the one, Reza? Yeah, stock. Okay. All right. Thank you for saying that. Dolby stock, let's get on the weekly chart. Let's take a look at it. You asked to look at it yesterday. And let me know the context of it, Reza. Are you looking, for a long? Are you in a short position? Are you a long-term investor? What are you looking at? Dolby Laboratories back below, what is that, the 200-day moving average, right? I think. Yeah. The 200-day moving average is back below that. Let's switch this back to the week so I don't forget. Back below the 200-week moving average. So you could say it's in a bear market below the 200-day, below the 200-week. Many investors have that definition of a bear market, right? Last weekly sell signal was back in September. Ooh, need to take a breath. Need to take a breath. Still bearish on the weekly chart. Had the bearish divergence back here. MACD getting back below the zero line. It is bearish there. Monthly chart also bearish. Could start rolling over on the MACD, right? Back below a monthly sell signal, right? So it's bearish as of right now. This was the all-time high back in May 2021. This is starting to look like a lower high in Dolby Laboratories in July 2023. So 2 years later, right? If you look on the daily chart, it is bearish on the daily chart. It's breaking back down. So, if you look from this pivot here, October 2022, right? Maybe you could see price come back down here, and even lower prices down to here. So I'm not sure what you're looking at on Dolby stock, but there's Dolby for you. Tesla John, are you going to hold your long on the miners if Bitcoin retraces back to weekly support? I'm going to trade each chart individually, Tesla John. So if there's a sell signal on a Bitcoin miner, then I'm out, right? Just take it for what it is. So I'll keep an eye on Bitcoin. I'll keep an eye on everything. But if there's a breakdown on the individual chart that I'm trading, then I'm out. And take whether it's small profits, a small loss, or whatever it is, it's better than getting wiped out, right? So keep the capital on it. So trade the chart individually. That's what we're going to keep hammering home. I don't think everyone's understanding what I'm saying yet. Trade the chart individually that you're trading first and foremost. Keep an eye on the rest as awareness. Ugur Aiden, good morning, Jesse. I would appreciate if you look at Sol. You got it. Let's take a look at Solana. Let's take a look at it. It was ultra bullish the other day. Might start down 4%, right? So it was ultra bullish on the daily chart, right? It was ultra bullish and it blew through the 4 targets, the shorter term targets, right? So today it's not an orange candle. It's not ultra bullish today. So it could mean that, overall the weekly chart is still currently bullish. If you kind of look at here, it's still bullish on the weekly chart, right? So no matter what is happening, the weekly chart is still currently bullish, right? The daily chart is still bullish, but is no longer ultra bullish. So could price, take some time off the clock, let the moving averages and the trending dots kind of catch up over the next few days? Or could it come back test like some of these targets, and these targets that were resistance, flip those targets into support and then continue upward? Possibly, right? But as of right now, it was ultra bullish on the daily chart. It's currently not ultra bullish, and the trending dots are down here back at $27, $28. I'm not seeing bearish divergence. Probably on the lower time frame there is, but you have to decide what your strategy is. If you're going to buy here, right? Are you continuing to push it based off a longer time frame? Are you going to take profit at key target areas, or are you trying to push it as long as possible, right? You kind of draw out, like, if you're trying to push it as long as possible, you could even draw out, like, this could be like your mental, like, stop loss. If it doesn't find support, at what point do you consider taking profit, right? It kind of lines up with this last target that it hit. So if it doesn't find key support and continue to bounce, right? At what point do you take profit, right? So that's something you have to decide. But as of right now, right? So it could be something like that. It's too early to say. Now, dropping down the lower time frames, right? The 1 hour chart had a reversal candle, a lower high, breaking down there. See if it can come back all the way down. And then it could be a potential buy the dip opportunity on Solana. Hope that helps out. Had a sell signal on the 2 hour chart. So could be in shorter term retracement mode. Grant, 3:30 a.m. You are a machine. You're a hardcore, Grant. Be positive. Yep. Morning, man. Good morning, Emmanuel. Awesome. Welcome back. Long-time sniper. Nitin. Amazing stuff. Awesome. Thank you. How many likes? I don't think. Are you guys embarrassed of how many likes we have? How many likes do we have? Somebody comment. Somebody, right? Javier, Target, please. I was actually looking at Target yesterday. So let's take a look at Target. Let's get back on the higher time frames, right? Let's look at NASDAQ down 2%. Let's look at Target. I know it's on the watch list. Let's take a look. Where is Target? Where is Target, right? That's what I call it. That's where I shop at. I shop at Target. This shirt, I think this shirt is from Target. I shop at Target, shop at Nordstrom Rack, right? I don't like to pay full retail. I like to reinvest my money. I like to save that money, reinvest it. I don't like to spend it on uh, expensive clothing that I'm just going to wear out anyways. Sometimes I do. Like for example, Lululemon, right? For workout clothes and stuff like that. I definitely like Lululemon. So, I'm not sponsored by Lululemon or Target, but for everyday regular wear, Target, Nordstrom Rack, that's me. But I do like my Lululemon. So if I had to, spend a little bit of money, it's definitely going to be on Lululemon. But I do have to say, I have Lululemon shorts and shirts that are 10 years old. That's They say it's lifetime wear and tear. They're accurate. Man, they last forever, right? And I wear them a lot. All right, Target. Still currently bearish on the weekly chart, right, Javier? Still currently bearish. There's some signs of life on relative strength on the weekly chart, but it's way too early to call it. There could be future bullish divergence, meaning lower prices, right? There is short-term reversal candle on the weekly chart, but there is a reversal candle back here. After a small bounce into the trending dots, it went right back down, right? Reversal candle here, smaller bounce, and then end up rolling back over. It's way below the 200-week moving average. There's no bullish divergence. It's well below the trending dots, right? RSI is still at 33. There's signs of life, kind of getting back above the RSI EMA, but it's too early to call it. There's no MACD bullish crossover. If you're looking on the daily chart, right? Maybe there's a shorter term bounce coming as of right now, but there's no pending buy signal yet. It is back above the trending dots. So maybe there's a buy signal for a bounce coming in the near future, right? Could be breaking out here on a shorter term bounce. But keep in mind, the weekly chart is still bearish. So even if there's a bounce and a retracement, right, at some point, expect to sell that rip, sell that bounce, and at some point there will be a higher low, right? This could be a higher low here on the daily chart. At some point there would be another higher low, or there's bullish divergence in the weekly chart and price comes back down. So it could come all the way back down, right? So maybe if you're playing it on a lower time frame, right? Target could be a play on the long, but on the weekly chart, not yet. So when the weekly chart is still bearish, there's no higher probability of a longer term reversal, maybe on the lower time frame. Hope that helps. Let me know if you got follow-up questions. Please cover BTC miners. There's several of them, but we can take a look at the few that I've been covering. So let's take a look at some Bitcoin miners. Let's see. I looked at it before, got on the stream. Oh, where are they? I got them on here somewhere. Ay. Okay, let me just type in Bitfarms, right? Let's type in Bitfarms and maybe it'll be right next to it. Yep, there we go. Okay, so Bitfarms, pending sell signal, right? Oh, on the daily chart. So there was a pending sell signal. I gotta get off of the brush there. Okay, so there was a pending buy signal on the Bitfarms weekly chart, but there's never a buy signal. It started to get back above the trending dots, but it never did. It hit target 1, but I called out it's still really early, right? It's still really early. The weekly chart doesn't even have a buy signal yet, right? So it's still currently bearish. There was a pending buy signal, but on the daily chart, there's a buy signal, right? So you got a buy signal. Let's see, kind of map this out like this, right? Had a buy signal. and a pending sell right now after hitting target 1. So after a quick move up, it's possible it comes back tests it like this, right? Finds support and then bounces, right? Obviously, if it takes out that area there, then that buy signal is done, right? So you just have to decide at what level, if you got in up here, it wasn't ideal, right? Breaking out of this downward trend line at like $1.08 was the ideal. And now you're back to that price, right? But as things are starting to break down, right? Many won't be doing that, right? So if you got in at like $1.08, that was ideal, and then you watched it push up to target 1. These are wild animals, right? You have to understand that it's a low market cap. So you get big pushes up, big pushes down, big pushes up, big pushes down, big pushes up, and it goes like that, right? So you just have to understand that. And if you don't understand that, then maybe you shouldn't be trading it. But it could be it's too early, right? So it's too early to say, but it could come back down, find support of the trending dots. It could come back down, back test this trend line, find support, and then continue upward after that, right? Still bearish on the weekly chart. Could have a pending sell signal on the daily chart, but it doesn't mean it couldn't put in a higher low, right? So you had like a low here, then it looks like a slightly higher low. Could put in another slightly higher low. So you got a higher low here. What if it puts in another higher low here? Finds support and then continues to bounce off of that. If that happens, I'll be adding to my positions, right? If it starts closing back below it, right? It starts closing back below this higher low, then I'm just going to take a loss, right? Because I got in right around the breakout on some of these, not all of them, but some of these got in right around the breakout. And if it starts closing back below, I'll just take a loss. I didn't bet the farm on them, so I'm not going to lose sleep over it, especially when the NASDAQ futures is crushing right now. So, but it was a little bit more than lunch money, and it was definitely a little bit more than a nice steak dinner, taking some friends out, but I didn't go all in. So at the end of the day, if it starts closing back below, then that was it. Target 1. In hindsight, I should have taken profit. But as of right now, I'm holding it and I'm going to find out. Like, none of this is financial advice, but this is just my own personal thought. For me personally, I think it's worth the risk to reward that I took back here is still worth the risk to reward ratio that I mapped out back here. And I'm just going to wait and let it play out. Right. So I think by doing that, we'll see how it plays out and we'll just go from there. And at the end of the day, if you take a small loss, take a small loss. That's Bitfarm. Riot, it's going to be very similar thoughts, right? Marathon, very similar thoughts. Hut, very similar thoughts, right? Could come all the way back down, right? These are wild animals. But if you look on the weekly chart, this was a pending buy signal yesterday, I believe. Marathon Digital was a pending buy signal yesterday. Maybe it won't happen until next week. Maybe it won't happen at all. Riot, for a brief moment, was a pending buy signal on the weekly chart. Bitfarm, for a brief moment, there was a pending buy signal on the weekly chart. So we'll continue to wait and watch, see how it unfolds. Had the plan in place from day one, and we'll continue to watch it from there. That is the Bitcoin miners. Where is Bubble Donkey? I don't know, Leo's blockchain. Where is Bubble Donkey? Somebody get on the phone and call Bubble Donkey. You pronounce it right. Awesome. I'll take that as a win. I'll take that as a win. Nitin Dokanya. Maybe I went for 2 there. Longer term follower on Twitter. Awesome. Thank you for your support. Reported your scammer Twitter profile yesterday. Okay. Thanks a lot for following back. Yeah, report those scammers. Report them. They try to steal people's money. They try to charge people $1,000. We don't charge $1,000. We charge $79 a month for recorded coaching, $29 a month to be in the Discord. We don't charge thousands of dollars. Thank you for following back. You're welcome. Thank you for reporting that scammer. Can you update on FET? Higher time frames looking very bullish, but haven't closed yet, so I'm being cautious at the moment. Good to be cautious. Looking for a higher low, a breakout scenario. Deep breath. Whew, we rocked it and rolled it today. FET. Okay, you had me cover FET. I think it's still on here on the watch list somewhere. If not, there it is. Okay. Pending buy signal. It's good to be cautious with the overall market. It's rolling over, but trade the chart in front of us. We know this. You can look at the Moscow exchange, right? We know Bitcoin broke out to the upside, even though the NASDAQ was breaking to the downside. Trade the chart in front of us, right? Pending buy signal on the weekly chart. Let's drop down, right? Looking bullish as of right now. Ultra bullish on the daily chart. Had the breakout, right? Had the breakout back here. I think you were in at that time too, right? So everything is still currently bullish. We get everything's still the same that we kind of mapped out when you asked us to last time, Emmanuel. Not really seeing too many differences. Obviously, we were talking about a couple days ago, right? It could just continue to put higher lows. Smashed it to the upside, right? Smashed out my phantom. I didn't even put in the targets here, right? I didn't even put the targets here, but it hit my fake targets to the upside. So at some point, you look for pullbacks and then put in higher lows along the way, right? So still similar thought process. So you're still kind of watching it. Like this would be kind of the mental stop loss to the upside, this upward trend line. So it's still watching. It's still ultra bullish. Pending buy signal on the weekly chart means it's still bullish on the weekly chart. So you're just trying to push it as long as possible, or you're taking profits at key target areas. If you think it's a longer term play, it's probably worth letting it correct and watching to the upside. If you're on shorter time frames, you're probably taking profits at key target areas. Ooh, I'm losing steam. I'm losing momentum. We're at an hour and a half. I'm losing momentum. I can feel it. I can feel it. Try to get through all these comments. Apple weekly upward trend breakdown. Yep. Bearish on Apple. Good pun. Subprime crisis led to the invention of money printing. This recession is due to money printing. Yeah, but you could also say that there was money printing going on a long time ago when we went off the gold standard in the 70s, right? So probably even before that. Kiko has the moment of truth arrived. I'm not sure what you're talking. Oh, for BTC, maybe it's still bullish on the higher time frames, Kiko, but like I said, lower time frames are bearish. What are the targets for SP? Yeah, targets were on there. You can go back to I covered it in the beginning of the live stream. You can go back to Replay Crew and check out the SP 500. Also, you can go to the SP 500 video. I did a deeper dive there 11 days ago. Got over 1,100 views. That's big for this newer channel, right? Yeah, I started the channel over a year ago, but I really only started posting back a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. So started being more consistent with it. But you can go back to the SP 500 crash. I talk about it more there. I'm asking about SP 500, but my focus is on BTC. Okay. Credit event crash, right? I mean, at some point, right? The credit card debt has never been higher for consumers. The student loan debt has never been higher, and the rates are high for student loan debt. And they can't forgive those. Those are backed by the federal government, right? So you can't just like bankrupt those. They're just kind of like SOL, as they say, crap out of luck, right? And then the U.S. debt has never been higher, right? Probably corporate debt has never been higher. I don't know that for sure, but it's not a good situation. Credit card debt, with 29% interest rates. I know people are saying it's 21%, but I'm sure there's a lot at 30% interest rates, right? So they're just barely making the minimum payments. If you've got $30,000, I think I did this calculation a long time ago when I was doing mortgages and real estate, and I did, cash out refinances to get people out of like $30,000 in credit card debt, because that's nasty. 30%, you probably have $700 monthly minimum payments and you never pay off your debt. So at least, we said if it's that bad, you could probably save $500 a month. Roll it into the house isn't ideal, right? Because now you're securing bad debt. You're securing it, but at least it's at like a 3% interest rate versus 30%. So not to get off on a tangent here, but yeah, debt has never been higher. On ratio charts, it looks like BTC is bullish versus QQQ and SPY. Yep. Okay. BTC, QQQ. Yep. Yeah. I mean, naturally, John DeLuca, and I haven't taken a look at it, but naturally it's going to be when the regular chart is bullish and the NASDAQ is bearish. Of course, the pairing is definitely going to be bullish against it. So, but it might be good to look at those. I probably won't do it now just because we're already an hour and a half, but it's probably a good thing for me to take a look at maybe later tonight or tomorrow, or when I got some more energy, and just see what you're talking about. But I'm just going to try to get through the comments. It looked more like it an hour ago. Huge thanks. You're welcome. Woohoo. Our shorts are printing today. AG, what shorts are you in? What shorts are you in? Jesse, do you believe BTC will cross 100K in the near future? Not this year. Not this year, I don't. After the halving, 2024, if we get another bull run, we don't know what the overall economy is going to look like. One thing that we've talked about on this on the Twitter X app and in Discord for a year and a half, 2 years is how will Bitcoin do if there's an overall market crash, right? Like the dot-com bubble or 2008. We're not to those levels yet, so we don't know yet, right? It's just a thought. It's just a what could be, right? We don't know how Bitcoin would react. Bitcoin is built after 2008. But if we look back to like March 2020 low, Bitcoin dropped 65%, right? And Bitcoin is still a high risk asset until it's proven otherwise. So we're hoping for another bull run, 2024, 2025, right? We're hoping for it. But if there's an overall market crash during that time, right? We don't know how it's going to react yet. So that's just the honest truth. And it's something to be cautious about. We're hoping for another bull run, though. We wish it into existence. I've missed your vids the last few days. Dad duty, that's understandable. Have you discussed about how long you think the correction dump might last, right? Yeah, go back to the market crash videos, and that's better. It's on higher time frames, right? So definitely go back to those videos. Take a look there. Could take a while. Babster Loafman, BTC will get $1,000 rebound by Saturday. Okay, awesome. Recap on Bitcoin miners, please. Okay, did that. 38, my man. Likes. Holy moly, guacamole. Mike G's in the house. That's a holy moly guacamole right there. Mike G's in the house. 38, my man. I'm assuming that's not your age. I'm assuming that is the likes. Well, if you're 38, congrats to you. I'm 44 and out the door. 44 and out the door. I'm getting old over here. Mike G, I don't think that's your age. I think that's your likes. Can't believe Mike G's in the house. It's similar to Grant Masterson, longtime sniper. They're over in Australia, so it is early over there. Mike G partying at 3:30 a.m., 4 a.m., whatever it is. 38 likes. I'm guessing. Fat. Yep, cover that. Hey, sorry, had to drop the call. Checking the video now. Okay. Yep, I covered it. You got it. You are really generous with the time. You got it. You got it, my man. Thank you for all your support. Thanks for all of your likes. I appreciate it. We'll keep sharing it. Help me, help you, help me. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the like button. Hit that like button. Smash it. Just crush that like button, right? Just crash it. Yep. All right. Let's see. Comments, a couple more. You don't look 44 at all, dude. Yeah, I don't wear makeup. You know, it's a little bit of genetics, but you know, the camera does have a little bit of a touch-up screen. But yeah, I try to stay healthy. Thank you. Thank you. But I don't look 30 anymore either. So is that it? I think we're calling it. Hour 35 minutes. Bitcoin. Take a look at the 2-hour chart. Still pending sell signal, right? NASDAQ. Wow. Just wow. Right? Daily chart. Just wow. Here, let me switch this back. Let's just switch this back to the daily chart. Yep, coming in, the next target, right? The next target, 14,000, call it $22 on the SMA. We got the target at about 14,062. Midway, we have just under $14,000. I put out a Twitter X app poll of where we thought the NASDAQ futures would be. Let's see if we can go over to that. NASDAQ poll. Let's see what the results were since we're still on here. We already knocked this out of the park. There we are. Okay. Poll results. Do you think NASDAQ retraces to, and there is no options above $14,000. Let's just, this is going to be very biased, right? Do you think NASDAQ retraces to below $14,000? 25% said yes, right? So that seems like a high probability that it goes to the middle of target 1, right? And hits below $14,000. That would be below the 200-day moving average. And that'd be right in the middle of target 1. So that's why I posted that, right? So 25% of the people think that, right? And then below $13,000. So 30% of the people think it's going to go below $13,000. So $13,000, where is that at? That's below target 2 and below 13,000. I was just putting out round numbers, but below $13,000 signals that it's a higher probability that we're coming all the way down to hit this target down here, right? And then we have some ultra bears, some perma bears below $9,000. 14% of them hate the NASDAQ, are hating it on everything. And they believe 14% say below $9,000, right? Below $9,000, below this target. Now we're getting into the macro targets, right? Below $9,000. I put $9,000 way down here. It's a target that has not been hit yet, right? So have these mapped out from the very top. The very top here had these longer term targets hit. This target, called out bullish divergence, called out a higher low, calling for the reversal, weekly candle close. What a rally that was. A lower high, another lower high, another lower high. A pending sell signal coming into this target now, right? Just, $150 away, roughly. Running out of water here. $150, right? $150 away. 14% of the people think that it's going to come back down and hit this target. Price is going to hit this target, $9,000, below $9,000. And then we have the negative Nancy's, as they say, or the perma bears, or the pessimists, whatever people want to label it, right? 30.7%. Now, keep in mind, this is a small sample size. We only have 231 votes, right? So it's not the whole entire world, right? It's not all of Twitter X, right? 30.7%, say below $7,000, right? 30.7% say that price is going to retest the March 2020 lows. And my response to that is it's possible, right? It is possible. Why? Amazon already did. Why? Meta already did. Why? Netflix already did. Why? Target already did. The list goes on. Major stocks have gone back below March 2020 lows. I'm pretty sure PayPal did. I'm pretty sure I know for a fact 3M did, right? There are so many stocks, large name stocks, that went to March 2020 lows and even below. Whoo! Wow. We went hard in the paint today. Thank you for all of your support. I appreciate all of you. What I can guarantee, we can't guarantee what's going to happen in the markets. We can't guarantee targets are going to get hit. We can't guarantee we're going to be always right. Can't guarantee any of that stuff, right? But what I can guarantee is we're going to come back. We're going to be consistent. And we can continue to sniper the markets together. And I can guarantee you're going to keep helping me, help you, help me by smashing those likes, subscribing, and sharing with your friends and family. I appreciate it. And we will see you tomorrow. Thank you.